Hi all, I'm back for the first time in a while with another guitar tutorial. Today we'll be looking at Radiohead's Street Spirit Fade Out, which is the last song off of their 1995 album, The Bends. So this is a cool one, a really nice repeating riff that plays throughout the song in the sense of it repeats the picking arpeggiated pattern. So it's a good one to learn simply because if you learn one riff, you kind of know them all. And if you learn one pattern, you kind of have them all down. So it's difficult, but it's a great picking exercise. And there's not too many sections, so it's not difficult to memorize the sections of the song. It's more just playing it up to speed can be a little tricky at first. Lots of string skipping and things like that. So again, great exercise. Anyways, let's jump in. Starting here with an A minor chord in the open position here. And I'm going to play the riff really slowly for this A minor shape, and then we're going to move to the other chord shapes, and it's the same sort of melody line, let's call it, that plays throughout the riff over the top. So even though we're going to be changing chords, it's going to be the same notes and melody line that we're playing throughout the song. You'll see what I mean when I play it. Here we go. Ready? So what that is let's play this really slowly now. I'm not going to go over the specific picking pattern. I'm sorry, I learned the song by ear, and I'm pretty sure it's very accurate. let me rephrase that. It's very accurate, and you can pick out the exact pattern on your own and really just listen to this video. I'm going to play it very slowly anyway. You can figure it out, but the key thing to know here is every chord shape in the entire song, like for this example, let's use A minor. We're starting with a regular A minor and then adding the third fret on the B string while the rest of the chord stays the same. We're taking that third fret of the B string off, and then we're playing the open B string with the rest of the chord staying the same. So you're adding your pinky here at third fret B string, taking that finger off to play a regular A minor, and then taking your pointer finger off this time to make it like an A suspended second chord, which is just like an A minor but with the open B string instead of the first fret on the B string. Okay, so now that I explained all that, let's go through the exact pattern. Here we go. So we start with the open A string. Before I go any further, that's actually important later on. So we start with the open A string and then play the rest of the riff. So you want to play that really slowly and get that down before trying to change chords. Like, just get down playing that A minor shape correctly and up to speed. Because up to speed, it's about this fast. Pretty fast, right? So get that down before moving on. Okay, now we go to the next chord in the progression. This is kind of the intro or verse, let's call it, by the way. So we're going to an E minor shape. Just a plain old E minor. If you don't know these chords, look them up. They're pretty simple beginner open chords, so you kind of should know them, but in case you don't. Same exact pattern. The only thing that changes is we're starting the riff by playing the open low E string, and we're holding down E minor just in case we accidentally hit that A string at a second fret or whatever. It'll play a note that sounds good. So we're going. That's the part that's different, right? Everything else stays the same. So you're still playing that pinky, first you play with an open string, pinky on, pinky on the 3rd fret B, 1st fret B, open B string. So you get the idea. That is the intro and the verse. A minor, E minor, then back to A minor. Now we get into the chorus where we go to a C major. You guessed it, it's the same pattern. We're just starting with the 3rd fret here on the A string. We're going to start the riff with that. To then an E minor chord, just as we played earlier, to A minor, and the A minor is played for 2 measures. So once again, the chorus really slow. Sorry, let me start that over. I hit a bum note in there. A minor one more time. Fade out, right? You can hear the melody that goes over the top of that. So we've already went over the intro, verse, and chorus. And it doesn't change throughout the song. It's those exact patterns. So now we get into this nice little overdub I wanted to add to this guitar tutorial that you can really hear in the mix. It happens kind of middle or sort of the second half of the song, I guess. You can hear, I'm assuming it's Johnny Greenwood playing this, but it sounds like this. It's something like that. It's kind of hard to make out in the mix, and it's not very prominent, but it's in there. And if you listen to the song, you can definitely hear it. Now, it's kind of an overdub, so obviously the is much louder, so you don't have to add this, but here it is if you want to know it, and I just wanted to add this to make it a really complete tutorial. So we're hammering from 12 to 13 on the B string, then going back down to 12. Oops, sorry. So 12, 13 on the B, back down to 12 on the B, 14 on the B, 12 on the B, and 12, 13 on the B to end the riff. Sorry, so one more time. One more time you play that. Play that a 3rd time. 4th time it changes. Ready? Hammer 12 to 13 on the B, back down to 12 on the B, 14 G. We're playing that high E string at the 12th fret there, and back to the 13th of the B to kind of end the riff, and it starts playing, and it plays that kind of overdub part over and over again. Just have a listen to it. There's little variations within it, I think, but that'll get you really close to what it sounds like on the record. So that is the overdub part. Now we get into one final section of the song that happens at the end when Tom York is singing "Immerse Your Soul in Love." It's that lyric. So sounds almost identical, right? Well, it is, but there's one note different, and as the first note of the picking pattern. So we're playing the picking patterns like we played them earlier, but now we're starting the progression with the C major chord, but there's a G in the bass of the C major chord. So you want to hold down a C major, but you want to move the 3rd fret of the A string now to the 3rd fret of the low E. Everything else stays the same, so we're going to an E minor, just like you played earlier, A minor, just like you played earlier, for 2 measures. One more time, that's the C with the G in the bass. To E minor, to A minor. Okay, so that is the final section of the song. So I've showed you all the parts. Now go back, really focus on picking and on your right hand, and make sure you're playing it really cleanly and not playing it sloppily. And yeah, it really ruins the riff. So your picking has to be extremely accurate for it to sound like the recording. Again, play it slowly and play it just the A minor chord, get that down, and then you move on to the other chords and start changing the shapes and things like that later on. And by the way, the immerse your soul in love part, adding that G in the bass, that's something I didn't know until I prepared this lesson. I've been listening to the song a bunch of times, and I kind of heard what sounded like a different chord in there. And sure enough, it's a C with the G in the bass instead of just a regular C major. That's how I played it for a long time. So, and I'm pretty sure that that's the way the band is playing it. So anyways, go back, rewind, and rewatch all those sections that I went over. Not too bad. Definitely might want to write down the tab if you do kind of figure this out by ear or watch along with this video. Write down the tab, sheet music, whatever you use, just so you have that pattern and you can really practice it and nail it, because it's not easy. And there's not many chords and sections to the song, but definitely it's a great picking and right hand workout, let's say. So enjoy this one. It's a fun one to play, and it sounds really great. It sounds much more impressive and hard than it actually is. And it's definitely one of my favorites off of the Bends. I think Fake Plastic Trees probably is my favorite off that album, but this song is really emotional and powerful, and kind of a sign of definitely the greatness to come from Radiohead on their next album, OK Computer, but also kind of a sign of the really emotional and meaningful songs that they write later in their career. So, this is a big step up for them, I think, in that department, and this is a cool song. It's kind of a fan favorite, and I read somewhere actually that Ed O'Brien wrote this guitar riff, which is really interesting because not that he doesn't, contribute to Radiohead, but in a songwriting sense, he's definitely he always kind of takes a back seat for Tom and Johnny in particular. Seem to write most of the music. So that's really cool that he contributed this riff to the band's arsenal, and I think obviously it's a classic, and Ed O'Brien actually adds a lot to the Radiohead sound. He really fills out the sound and adds really distinct and interesting layers that they wouldn't otherwise have without him. So anyway, that's my shout out to Ed O'Brien. But thank you for watching, and I hope you enjoyed it. I've been busy with my own music project recently, so I haven't been uploading as many videos as I was a couple months ago. But hit like on this video if you dig what I'm doing, and hit that subscribe button. There'll be a couple more lessons on the way before life gets busy again. And then, like I said, I've been focusing on another music project. So I may not be back for a while, but leave a comment below if you have any Radiohead or other similar artist requests. I've been very flattered and pleased with all the feedback I've gotten, and I have been reading those. All the feedback I've gotten over the last few months here that I've been operating this YouTube channel, and it's been really cool. I was not expecting it. But it's really cool to see the enthusiasm, and it's great that I can geek out about Radiohead to somebody. So, I appreciate all the support, and I thank you for watching, and hopefully we'll see you again really soon. Take care of yourselves. Bye.